morning, team. It is Saturday the 20th of April. I had to question that then because days and time mean nothing to me right now. It's currently 7:25 in the morning and I got home from my holiday yesterday evening and we landed around 5:30 in the evening. We were travelling for about 10 hours of the day yesterday. We had a fantastic time. There is already a separate vlog for that, but I have gone straight back into work today and we're kicking off with a 48-hour readathon with my patrons. It's the F1 readathon. It's the Chinese Grand Prix this weekend. I've seen nothing of it so far. The Grand Prix is at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, so I think I might try and get up and watch it. But this morning, I ended up staying at Andy's last night and getting up with him this morning. My thought process was that if I came home last night, I would have spent most of the day in bed today. Whereas staying at his tonight, he had work this morning, so I got up with him at 5:45. I dropped him off at work and then came home. I've just been sorting all of my stuff out, so I've unpacked everything and I need to put a load of washing in because I now have 2 weeks worth of washing plus anything I'd already collected before I went. So it's going to be a very heavy washing day today, which is good news. If I can get it all done today and tomorrow, that would be fantastic. But I am going to have to think about where I can hang things up because I don't think it's quite nice enough to hang things up outside. Not that I have a line outside anyway. So today's challenge, I have decided to take it upon myself to do a Gavin inspired challenge. I know that Gabby has done this as well. I think a couple of others might have done it since as well. But I'm really excited about doing this. Ever since I saw Gav do it, I think it was the back end of last year. I don't think it was this year, unless it was the beginning of this year. I'm not sure. But either way, ever since I've seen Gavin do this challenge, I've been wanting to do it. So with his permission, I have asked him to make sure that he's all right with it. Of course he was. I am going to be trying to tackle 24 manga in 24 hours. Now, I did say at the beginning of this video that this is, well, not at the beginning of the video, but a couple of minutes ago, that this is a 48-hour readathon. So the way I'm going to do this is that I'm going to set a timer, and every time I'm reading, it's going to be the typical 24-hour time challenge that I do. Every time I'm reading, the timer will be going. Anytime I stop, the timer will stop. So we're going to try and smash 24 hours in 48 hours. That's essentially what this is, 24 and 48. Witch Hat Talia Volume 1 Kitchen Edition. I do have Volume 6 in here as well of normal Witch Hat Talia. Where the frig is it? There. Witch Hat Talia Volume 6. I do also have that in here, but this is a new series that's come out as well. And this one was picked by my patrons because one of the prompts is a poll pick. It was between this one and Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 1. So they've picked Witch Hat Talia Kitchen, so I'm going to be reading this one. And we're going to be picking these via a spinner wheel. So I'm going to do what Gabby did. Instead of coming on and giving you an update after every volume, I'm going to pick 3 at a time because Gabby did it that way. So my brother and sister-in-law will be coming round at some point with the kids this afternoon. By the time we got home yesterday, Matt picked us up from the train station because there was a crash on the motorway, so we got the train back to Lostock and Matt picked us up. But by the time I got back to Matt and Tara's, Thomas had fallen asleep. And I've given him my bear, like my oldest bear, the bear that I got for my first Christmas, so when I was 3 weeks old, that I still sleep within the bed. Not obviously when Andy's here, but I still sleep within the bed. I just adore him. He's called Cuddles, but he's quite a big bear. I don't take him on holiday with me anymore. I'm not a child anymore, so I can't get away with it, unfortunately. So I gave him to Thomas while we were away, and I asked him if he would look after him, and he has done so. But he fell asleep with him last night because he was very excited to give him back to me. So he fell asleep with him last night, so they're going to call around this afternoon. I've got a couple of little bits for Thomas that I picked up while we were on holiday, and he's going to give me Cuddles back, hopefully with no tears, fingers crossed. So they're going to call around for a little bit this afternoon, not too long, and then I've got patron sprints at 4, and I'm glad they're calling around because I accidentally left my laptop at my brother's, so I kind of need it to work. You know, it's a thing that we'll be doing today. So in the meantime, I'm going to try and get my way through as many of these volumes of manga as I can, A, before they come round, and B, before sprints. So we're going to give that a bash. It is a shame that these aren't like audiobooks. I can't get audiobooks for them because I could do with pottering around a little bit and just tidying up. But luckily I did a lot of tidying before I went, so it's not too bad. So on the basis that I don't have my laptop right now, I can't do the spinner wheel on my laptop, so I have set it up on my phone, and I think what I'll do is show you the screen instead of actually trying to do recording of it, because I can't tell you how many times I've fucked that up and it's really annoying. So we'll just show you the screen instead. And I'm actually going to shuffle these very quickly just so they're not in the order that I put them in, because I put them in this order, the order that I put them on the step on. So yeah, we're going to pull 3 at a time, and I've switched up the colours on this. I'm hoping that you will be able to see this okay without a glare too badly. Okay, so let's do the first one. I'm a little bit nervous. I hope I get a mix of like smaller and bigger ones. Solo Leveling Volume 5. Okay. So let's remove that. And then at book number 2. Oh, Attack on Titan Volume 1. Okay. Straight in with the big guns. Let me turn this up. Do I have the clicker on? Oh, there we go. That's nice. Easily pleased. The Girl from the Other Side Volume 1. Oh, sorry, Volume 2. Okay, so we are going in with the big guns. Let me just pull that one out. Okay. Okay, so these are our first 3. We have Solo Leveling Volume 5, which is a little bit of like, it's like a gaming kind of thing. We're following Jinwoo, who is a hunter, but he's a low-grade hunter. And he gets the piss taken out of him a little bit, but one day he ends up going on this hunt and something happens to him. He wakes up in hospital, and then all of a sudden he's able to go on these solo hunts, and he keeps leveling up, and he's just, you know, he's gone from like this little scrawny kid to a well-built, muscular man who seems to be learning a lot and doing much better on his hunts and stuff, and the other hunters are very suspicious of what's going on. But it's really good. I'm really enjoying Solo Leveling so far. It's been a while since I picked up Volume 4, and I would like to, once I've read this one, obviously not during this challenge, but then try and plan my way through 6, 7 and 8. Which is where we're up to at the moment, and the TV series has recently come out as well. They've recently done an anime for this, I believe, so I would like to watch that as well. So yeah, Solo Leveling Volume 5, which I'm excited about. Then we've got Attack on Titan Volume 1. So I am only going to be reading Volume 1, so I need to find out where Volume 1 is. Will it tell me in the front whereabouts I can find it? 197. It's really helpful when there are no page numbers. My friend. Okay, here. So this is Volume 1 of Attack on Titan. So that's where I'm going up to with that one. Attack on Titan Volume 1. I actually know nothing about this. I don't know what it's about at all. I assume it's fighting. Other than that, I don't know much else, and there is no synopsis on the back, so I can't tell you what it's about. But once I'm into it, I will let you know exactly what it's about. And then we've got Girl from the Other Side, in which I am already up to Volume 2. So I do need to find my way up to Volume 3 so that I know when to stop. I love this series. Oh, that was very easy. I'll read the bonus chapter as well. So let's stick a tab in there so I know where to stop as well. So I will be reading this section of this book. I have read volumes 1 to 3 of this previously because I used to own them. I think maybe volume 4 as well, because I used to own them, but I wanted to start again. Now that I've got the special editions, I've got all of the special editions, and I'm really enjoying this so far. We're following this little girl who lives with this kind of like monster thing, and they live quite isolated, and he's constantly telling her like, you can't go wandering off, there are people that want to hurt you, blah blah blah. And I think she's waiting for her mum to come back, or something like that if I remember correctly, but he's trying to keep her safe, and it's just really, really adorable. It's kind of like slice of life, but I think it could get quite dangerous at some point as well. So I'm very excited to continue on with this one. I do really enjoy this series. It's very, very sweet, and I just think It's really, really cute with a twist of darkness. Look how cute they are getting ready together. So yeah, I'm excited to be reading these 3 first. I will probably read these in order of when they pull, how they pull out. But yeah, that is the longest introduction ever to a video. So I'm going to go and stop explaining myself. I'm going to get something to eat and I'm going to settle in and get started on these, and we'll see how long it takes me. I'm going to put a load of washing in first, so I will come back with the timer, and I'll start the timer and we'll get started with Solo Leveling Volume 5, the first book for the challenge.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon, side by side and through, no limit to what we can do. Oh, we know what we have.
Okay, hello, much time has passed. It's now 11:30. It took me a lot longer to get through these volumes than I anticipated. Solo leveling had many, many words. I think as well because I only did a little bit of well, I did quite a bit of reading on holiday, to be honest. I finished Lady of Darkness, which was not a small book. I think it was over 600 pages. And then also like Come Closer and got halfway through Mina and the Undead, and also Middle of the Night, which both of those are physical reads. I think I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things. I have been down to sort out some washing. My second load is currently in. I need to put that on a spin and drain though. I think it's finished, and my first load is in the dryer and hung up. So progress is being made. I've also nipped next door to get my parcels from my neighbour. She kept popping to check my black box outside to take them in so that they didn't get damp while I was away. So I've unboxed those and filmed a clip for my vlog, my holiday vlog for that. Can't edit that vlog yet because my laptop is still at my brother's. But we currently have 21 hours and 26 minutes left on the clock, and I have read the first 3 volumes of the books. So the first 3 volumes in 2 hours and 35 minutes, not too bad. I'm not quite averaging an hour a volume, but these have been some chunkier volumes. So let's go through them. Solo Leveling Volume 5. I am loving this series so far. This is the problem though with having series. In fact, this is the problem with having series I'm partway through or starting new series, because now I just want to continue on with them. Really enjoyed this one. I'm loving Jinwoo, and I'm loving the introduction to some other new characters in this volume as well, including this character. So having a very good time with this series. 5 stars for volume 5. Then Attack on Titan Omnibus Volume 1. I only read Volume 1. I really want to continue with this. I really enjoyed myself. It was very good. Definitely left on a cliffhanger, so I don't think it's what I'm going to linger too long on, and I will probably try and get back to this soon, I reckon. I gave this one 4 stars on Goodreads, 4.5 on Corpile. Very, very good. I did feel like we jumped at one point though. We went from like discussing something to all of a sudden there being a Titan there, so it was a bit of a jump for me, but I did double check to make sure I hadn't lost any pages, but I haven't. So yeah, really enjoyed this one. 4 stars for that one. And then The Girl from the Other Side Volume 2, I have now read that, so I am currently here in this book. I'm not sure if I've read Volume 2 before. I thought I had. I definitely had up to Volume 4 in the physical smaller ones. But I don't know if I ever actually read them. I double checked my Goodreads and it doesn't say that I have, so maybe I didn't because I don't remember what happened in that volume, but again, left on a cliffhanger, and I'm unsure where this is going to go next, and I'm very keen to find out. So 5 stars for this one. I'm really enjoying this series and having a very good time with it. I'm so glad that I have them all, because I could binge these very easily. So 5 stars for that. So a great start to this vlog. 2 5 stars and a 4.5. So having a great time so far. Let's spin the wheel for our next 3 books. I'm probably going to take a bit of a break and have some lunch, and at some point my brother and sister-in-law will come round, but I'm hoping I might be able to get another volume in before they do, especially a smaller one. So let's see if we can get some smaller ones this time. I want you to focus on the wheel, please. Let's go. Bee strings. I don't know if that's bee strings or beast rings. Bee strings or beast rings. I'm not sure. But that one, which is one of the gifted ones from... I forgot to take that off. Hang on. Which is one of the ones from IZU Press. So shout out to them for sending me that. Okay, let's spin for a second one. It's a shorter one, that as well, which I'm happy about. Cat Gamer Volume 3, another shorter one, which is cool. It shouldn't take me too long to get through that. And then the third one... Ooh, Death Note Volume 3. Nice. Okay, let me get those. Okay, so the first one is, I'm going to keep saying bee strings, I think. Bee strings, which looks very cool and very fun, and it says, "Welcome to Juso City. Once upon a time there was a city in grave peril, until a great hero saved the day. Now, Juso City's protector has become its mayor, and alongside his 2 secretaries, he's hard at work making his town a place anyone will want to live. Elsewhere, a young elf and her wolfman butler act out a real-life rom-com, and a dragonian wrestler teams up with a bard to form an unlikely musical duo. Beings of all stripes and scales live in harmony in Juso City, lending surprise and adventure to everyday life. But when another disaster threatens to strike, will these citizens become part of an all-new legend?" It sounds great, and it's in colour as well, which is nice. So I'm very excited about this. It's got like different shades as you go through the chapters. Very pretty indeed. So I'm very excited about that one, and it is short, so hopefully it won't take me too long to get through, although there is quite a lot of text on the page. Then we do have Cat Gamer Volume 3, which follows our main character Riko, who in the first volume, she is very much so an introvert, and she is a gamer, so she literally works and then goes home and games most of the night, sleeps and then goes back to work. She says no to almost every activity that other people suggest, whether it be drinks after work or friends trying to contact her. She spends her life online. So one day the security guard comes in with a box, and there is a kitten inside that has been dumped outside the office, and he's like, "Does anybody want to take this kitten home?" For some reason Riko says yes. Everyone in the office is shocked. She starts to look after this kitten, but she helps look after the kitten using her gamer knowledge. And it's very surprising and interesting how this works, this dynamic works. But she also sets up an Instagram for the cat as well. She's very enamored with this kitten, and it's really, really cute. And every now and then you will get a little section from the cat's POV as well, which is really, really cute. And I just adore this. It's very wholesome, very sweet, and quite the palate cleanser as well. So very excited about reading this one. And then we also have Death Note Volume 3 as well. I've been reading this series for a while now, and it's about time I continued on with it. This does follow Light Yagami, who is a student with really good prospects, and one day he ends up coming across this book that is the Death Note. And when you get a Death Note, you end up with a Shingami death god. Any human whose name is written in the notebook dies, and Light has been using this power to kill off bad people. Now, in general, if you write somebody's name in it, they will die within the next, I think it's like 30 seconds of a heart attack or something. However, you can specify what day and how they will die, and it's cool. There is a detective now on the case, and there is this other special, his dad's like in the police, but there's this other special detective as well whose name I cannot remember off of the top of my head. Ryuzaki, I think. And yeah, I'm really intrigued to continue on with this because I've been having a good time with it. So interested in getting into this one as well. Again, it's quite a long one, so it'll take me some time to get through. There's always quite a bit of text on these pages as well, so this one will take me some time to get through, but hopefully these will be pretty quick. I'm gonna have a break now. I'm hoping I've got some noodles in. I haven't picked up any food on the way home because I couldn't remember what I had it in, so I'm gonna check downstairs, see what food I have got in to eat, and then I will continue reading. I'm very, very excited. So Bee Strings will be the next book that I pick up, and I am hyped, and I will check back in with you when I have another update for you. Okay, hey, I've come back from lunch. I got distracted. It's now 1:30. I got distracted because it turns out my boiler's not working. I've lost complete pressure in my boiler, so I've no hot water or heating. So I can't have a shower, and I'm struggling to dry my clothes. It's an issue, but I'm going to get my brother to have a quick look at it when he comes round. He's on his way now, and see whether or not he can fix it, because I've had a look at the manual and I can't fix it. I've even tried YouTubing it and it's not working out for me. So if not, I will have to try and get the plumber around early next week to see if he can fix it, and in the meantime I may have to nip back and forth to my brother's to have showers, or to Andy's, because I need a shower. So anyway, I did pick up Bee Strings. I paused the timer. We're on 21 hours and 4 minutes left, 4.5 minutes left. I've picked this up, and I've read the first kind of like chapter. It is a chapter. I've read the first chapter. I have got absolutely no idea what's going on with this, and it feels very all over the place. Like we will get a scene that will just be cut off, so it'll be explaining something to us, and then it's just cut off, and then they carry on, and I haven't got a clue what the hell is going on, and I'm not having a good time with it. It took me 20 minutes just to get through that first chapter, and I'm not having a good time. So I've decided I'm going to DNF this one, and instead I'm going to replace it with I'm Kinda Chubby and I'm Your Hero. So I'm going to read this one instead, which I think is a male-male romance. Ponjiru is a rookie actor trying his best to land a breakout role. He fears that his weight stands in the way of his dreams. One day he gets some unexpected fan mail full of sweets. The package comes from Konosuke, a local pastry chef. Ponjiru has his first fan. Someone is supporting his work and giving him new confidence to face the stage within. So it sounds cute. I'm gonna give this one a go instead, because I feel like it's a reasonable, it's a little bit short, maybe a little bit shorter. It might be the same length, I'm not sure. So I'm gonna give this one a bash instead. So yeah, I'm gonna get myself ready for my brother coming round, get Thomas's gifts together, and I am gonna host them for a little bit. Hopefully they won't be here too long. I would love to see them for a while, obviously, but I've been way too distracted already today, and we've only managed 3 manga so far, so I really need to get my foot down. But they're bringing my laptop as well, hopefully. Anyway, I hope they remembered it, because I don't have time to go and pick it up, and I need it so that I can host sprints today, otherwise I'm in a little bit bother. So yeah, hopefully they've remembered to bring my laptop. I'm gonna go and get myself ready for that, and I'll check back in with you and another update for you. Okay, good morning. It is Sunday and it is currently 10 to 11. I've been up since 7:45 because I was watching the F1. So I watched the race and then I've just had a shower. So I'm ready to knuckle down and get some reading done. Last night I had a little bit of a wobbler. And I almost didn't scrap the vlog, but scrapped the idea behind the vlog and just went on to read things I actually wanted to read because I was really struggling with physically reading. But we're back in business. Once I'd had a little bit of a wobbler, convinced myself I was changing my mind on what I was doing, I then watched a YouTube video. We did our last sprint. I went to bed and I actually continued reading Attack on Titan, but first I've got a couple of other books I need to tell you about because I did do another spin, and then those books I need to tell you about. So we did get I'm Kinda Chubby. No, we didn't. We got something else that I DNF'd, B Strings. I DNF'd that and swapped it out for I'm Kinda Chubby and I'm Your Hero. This was really sweet. This character is an actor and this character works in a patisserie. And he sometimes really struggles with his lines, so he seems very confident on stage, and then he might botch up his lines, but he will just continue with what he's doing even though he's botched his lines up, and he's quite confident in what he does, etc, etc. This character ends up going to one of his shows where he botches up his lines one night on a whim and really admires him and starts to leave him gifts at the studio, and he ends up going to the patisserie to try and find out who it is, and he mistakenly thinks it's the woman who works in the patisserie until eventually he suddenly realizes what's going on, and they've kind of built up this friendship. Now it's very cute. There is only one more volume after this one, unless it's going to continue, because this was released in 2023 I think. So I'm very excited to move on to the next volume. Oh, it was originally published in 2021 in Japan. I think this one in the first print in January 2023 in the UK. So I would love to get to the second volume. I really enjoyed this one, and I ended up giving it 5 stars. It was so good. So really liked that one. And then I went on to Cat Gamer volume 3. I loved this. It's just so cute. I really love the wholesomeness of the cat and our main character and the gaming. I can relate on a level because I have the same relationship with books as she does with gaming, so that is really sweet. And then just the cat element as well, very cute. Another 5 stars for this one. This series has all been 5 stars so far, so really having a good time with it. And then the last one that we got in those spins was Death Note volume 3, and I think it was at this point that I had a bit of a funny turn. So I did manage to get here, which I think is around the 150 page mark, but this has very dense text on the pages considering it's a manga. It is quite dense with text, like on every single page. So there is a lot of text to get through, and therefore it can take some time, and it was taking its toll on me last night. I was very tired. I've obviously had 2 very long days off of the back of my holiday, so I was really tired and I was really struggling. So I ended up putting this down and just stopping reading for a while. So I will come back to this and I will finish it before the end of this challenge, but for now we're going to go for some more easier manga. I think I have switched up the wheel just ever so slightly. I've had a quick flick through. Anything that I think is too dense for me right now, I've taken out, and I've actually replaced with some series that I'm already in the middle of or started during this vlog. So in that vein, I then went to bed last night and ended up picking up Attack on Titan again because I enjoyed volume 1 so much and it left out on such a cliffhanger that I then binged volume 2 and 3. I'm really enjoying this series. I'm having a very good time. Volume 2 I gave 5 stars to. It was fantastic, really good, very intense and very action packed, and I really enjoyed it. And then volume 3 got another 4.5 stars. So having a fantastic time with this. Absolutely gutted that I don't own the rest. However, one of my patrons has let me know that quite a few of the volumes are on Kindle Unlimited. So I have taken one of the more dense volumes out of the spinner wheel and I've just put Attack on Titan on the spinner wheel and it will stay there as a permanent position. Same with The Girl from the Other Side, because I'm really enjoying that series right now and I do want to keep going back to it. So if Attack on Titan or Girl from the Other Side come back up again, I will just continue where I am, go into the next volume, and they will stay on the spinner wheel, so they could come back up again multiple times. So I'm currently 7 volumes into this challenge, 7 and a bit into this challenge. So we do have 17 more books to go. Only 16 are on the spinner wheel, because obviously I'm going to finish this one as well, so I do need to keep my eye on that, make sure I remember to come back to that one. So we've still got 17 more books to read. It's already 11 o'clock and I have 17 and a half hours left on the clock. So if I get my skates on, I can still complete this in under 24 hours. Fingers crossed. So we're going to see how we do with that, but we're going to go back to the spinner wheel. I was going to scrap the spinner wheel and just mood read, but I am actually enjoying the spinner wheel, so we're still going to go back to it, and we're going to see what comes up next. So I do still have some chunkier ones on, like Killing Stalking is still on there, and Alice in Borderland is still on there, but we're going to spin the wheel and see what we get. Oh my god, what are the fucking chances? Okay, so we're gonna go on to Attack on Titan Volume 4, which I already downloaded on my Kindle. Actually, I'm gonna read it on my iPad, because obviously, with it being pictures and stuff. Oh no, we can't have that, that's ridiculous. Right, let's shuffle these. Let's try again for my second book for this spin. If Attack on Titan comes up again, I'll remove it. Witch Hat Talia Kitchen Volume 1, which was the Patreon poll pick. Witch Hat Talia Kitchen Volume 1 even. And Alice in Borderland Volume 1. Okay, let me grab those. Okay, so we've got Attack on Titan Volume 4, which I am going to read on my iPad. And then we've got Witch Hat Talia Kitchen Volume 1. I am partway through Witch Hat Talia at the moment. And that is one of the ones that I have taken off. Because, again, it's quite dense in text. This one is similar, but it's a new series and it was the poll pick as well. I didn't really want to redo the poll pick. So this one does follow Quifrey and also Olrugio, who Quifrey is the guy that, you know, is teaching the girls about becoming witches. And Olrugio lives with Quifrey and the girls as well, and sometimes he does help out with the girls. So this one is going into evening when the girls have gone to bed, I think. In the quiet of the night, Quifrey and Olrugio are finally free to pursue their culinary experiments. The kitchen comes alive as they whip up puddings, stews, parfaits and jellies, and when the sun rises, Coco and the gang are there to savour every bite. Which sounds very, very sweet. I didn't know about this one until Gav told me about it. It looks like we get some cute little recipes as well throughout. So very excited about reading this one. And then Alice in Borderland I know absolutely nothing about. I don't know if this is like a dystopia or something. I think it involves like a game, the Hunger Games trials type thing. 18-year-old Ryohei Arizu is sick of his life. School sucks, his love life is a joke, and his future feels like impending doom. As he struggles to exist in a world that can't be bothered with him, Ryohei feels like everything would be better if he was anywhere else. When a strange fireworks show transports him and his friends to a parallel world, Ryohei thinks all his wishes have come true. But the new world isn't an empty paradise, it's a vicious game, and the only way to survive is to play. The first game starts with a bang, but Ryohei manages to beat the clock and save his friends. It's a short-lived victory, however, as they discover that winning only earns them a few days grace period. If they want to go home, they're going to have to start playing a lot harder. Sounds really interesting, sounds right up my street. So those are the 3 volumes that I'm going to move on to. Very excited, and I'm hoping that maybe I can complete a couple of these before sprints start at 1 o'clock. So I mean, I've got 2 hours, so maybe I can complete all of them before then, and we'll be back to do another spin for the next 3. But yeah, so I'm going to get a shufti on and get on with these, and hopefully I won't drag my feet as much today as I was yesterday. I did notice that when I got back to bed, because I was really enjoying this, I absolutely flew through the following 2 volumes of this, because I was only here. And then I blasted through all of this last night. So I'm having a very good time, excited to continue on with Attack on Titan. Again, if that continues to happen where it comes up repeatedly, I will take it off the spinner wheel. But I want to keep it on because I am enjoying it. And if I can get access to them on Kindle Unlimited, I may as well abuse my Kindle Unlimited privileges. Instead of spending a fortune on these. These are not cheap. They're like £17, £18 on Amazon. And on Waterstones, they're 20 quid each. You can get them cheaper on like eBay or Vinted, but I'm gonna abuse my Kindle Unlimited privileges because I might as well. I don't abuse them now, so I might as well get my money's worth. So I'll check back in with you in a bit. Okay, some time has passed. It's now 2. I've got 14 hours 57 minutes on the clock. I read Attack on Titan 4 and I've given it 4.5 stars. It was really good. Very excited to continue on with that series. I read Witch Hat Talia Kitchen Volume 1. This was cute. It was nice to get more time with Quifri and also Olrugio. But I did find it, there is literally no plot to it. They're in the kitchen cooking, that's it. And I did find it a little bit repetitive. They were going through the process of making several different recipes. So there wasn't really any plot, quite repetitive, but cute and cozy nonetheless. I gave it 3.5 stars. And then Alice in Borderland I just finished right now, and I reckon this is going to get like a 4.5 star. This was really good, very interesting, quite dark, and I'm really looking forward to continuing on with the series. Our main character, he's quite immature, very woe is me, you know, just stuck with life, doesn't know what his future is going to be like. And he's got a brother who is, you know, doing really well. He's going to college, and his parents are obsessed with him and don't give our main character much interest because he isn't fulfilling his potential. And one day he's hanging out with 2 of his friends, and they're going on about, well, he's going on about the fact that he would rather be like in an apocalyptic world where there's zombies, blah blah blah. And then this firework goes off in the air, and they end up kind of finding themselves in this pretty much almost like a rundown, I think they're in Shanghai if I remember correctly, a rundown city. And they have to take part in these games in order to gain more days to live. It's quite good. I'm really enjoying it so far. So yeah, I reckon 4.5 stars. Haven't run it through PawPal yet, but that's pretty much my guess. I do have a couple of parcels here that came after I did my unboxing yesterday for my turkey vlog, so I thought we could open them very quickly. I forgot to do it yesterday. So we've got a Waterstones parcel, which is Taming 7 by Chloe Walsh. I've also ordered the American version from Blackwell, so that will come next week. So that's exciting. And then we have a Fairy Loot box. I need to get into it though. Okay, so this one is the Fairy Loot edition of Tales of the Celestial Kingdom by Su Lin Tan, which is a collection of short stories, I think. Oh dear. Collection of short stories, I think, set in the world of, yeah, very pretty, set in the world of Daughter of No Worlds. So very nice indeed. So yeah, I wanted to make sure I had the whole set. It's really, really pretty, got some gorgeous sprayed edges here, and it's also signed by the author. We have some very pretty end papers, and underneath the dust jacket, oh, that's pretty, very nice. It's very short as well, which I like, so could be a contender either for the Box Readathon in May or for Final Book Support Group, either way. So let's get into our next 3 spins. because I am looking forward. I need to keep my eye on how many books I've read now, how many I've got left to read, because I've knocked myself out a little bit on the 3 spins each time, because I read Attack on Titan 2 and 3 last night out of the spins. So let's see what's next. The Haunted Bookstore Volume 1. Okay, next. Ooh, Record of Ragnarok. Nice. And the last one for this round. Your Name Volume 1. Ooh, that's a nice little mix. Cool. Okay, so The Haunted Bookstore Volume 1. I actually have this in a light novel version as well, but I wanted to get the manga as well. A supernatural sanctuary. Koyori lives in a bookstore where the boundaries between the mortal realm and the spirit realm are blurred. She spends her days in peace selling books to otherworldly beings alongside her adoptive father, a spirit himself. But all of that is disrupted when a self-proclaimed exorcist stumbles into the ghostly utopia. Can Kaori embrace her better nature and help a man who's vowed to revenge against all spirits to find his way back home? Interesting. Then we've got Record of Ragnarok, which I'm assuming is like Norse mythology based. The gods raise up whom they would destroy. Once every millennium, the gods assemble to decide if humanity is worth its continued existence or if it should be destroyed. When the verdict is destruction, the final battle between the gods and mortal heroes will decide the survival or extinction of the human race, a battle known as Ragnarok. The Valkyrie Brunhild has convinced the gods to give humanity a chance at redemption through combat in a Valhalla arena. Seeking a quick end to the proceedings, the gods present their first fighter, Thor, the Norse god of thunder. Facing him is a warrior said to be the strongest in history of mankind, the legendary general Lu Bu. Nice. And then finally we have Your Name at Volume 1. I've been wanting to read this one for such a long time. A story of 2 people determined to hold on to one another. Mitsuha, a high school girl from a town deep in the mountains, dreams of an unfamiliar life in Tokyo. Taki, a high school boy from Tokyo, dreams that he is a girl living in the mountains. As the 2 begin swapping lives, a miraculous story is set into motion. Nice. So those are the 3 that I'm going to move on to, and I'm looking forward to them.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I...
Alright, hello, I'm back again. I have finished my 3. So we had The Haunted Bookstore Gateway to a Parallel Universe Volume 1. I like this one. It was good, kind of cute, and I'm intrigued to potentially continue on with this. I definitely want to read the light novel. I think we will get more information and backstory and things like that in the light novel, and I gave this one 3.5 stars. Then I read Record of Ragnarok. This one was fine. I gave it 3 stars. It's not what I thought it would be. It is Thor essentially versus a human soldier as well to try and stop the end of humanity, and if the humans win they get to live for another millennia or whatever it is, 1,000 years I think it is actually, but obviously if the gods win they will end humanity and allow another species to live on Earth because we're destroying it. So reasonable, I suppose, but I wasn't overly fussed by it. The art style was quite rushed. You would get like a fighting scene but you couldn't really see what was going on, but otherwise it was fine. 3 stars. And then the last one was Your Name, Volume 1. I really enjoyed this one. This was quite good. Initially, I couldn't quite figure out what was going on, but eventually it made sense to me, and I'm very intrigued to find out what's going to happen next with this. I really want to know if these characters are actually going to meet in person. Basically, these two characters end up swapping bodies a couple times a week for about a month. And it's really, really interesting. I really enjoyed it. It was very good. I gave it 4.5 stars, and I'm very excited to continue on with this series. Record of Ragnarok, I don't think I'll continue with, and the Haunted Bookstore, I will probably try and read the light novel and then make a decision whether or not to continue on with the manga. So we are going to move on and do another set of spins. I really need to count up when I finish these books as well, the next 3 books, where I'm up to, so that I know how many I've got left to do. I've still got quite a few, I think. So let's spin. Oh, the detective is already dead. Okay, spin number 2. Unholy Blood. And spin number 3. Is Ghost Reaper Girl Volume 1. So these are the next 3 that we're going to be reading. We've got The Detective is Already Dead. The detective and her assistant come to life in this manga adaptation. So I'm gonna give it a read and then make a decision, but it does have a reference of, after all, I was the Watson to her Sherlock, but then she died. Sign me up. This one is a vampire story about revenge, and it's giving me Underworld vibes, the movie's Underworld. And then this one I don't know anything about. Chloe has dreamed of leading a glamorous life as an actress ever since she was little, but being the ripe old age of 28 might be working against her, and a spontaneous display of violence aren't helping either. Not all hope is lost, however. She might be perfect for the role offered by a mysterious and charming new man in her life. Can Chloe become the Ghost Reaper Girl and take down the evil spirits that have escaped from Hades? Oh. Maybe Greek inspired, I'm not sure. So these are the next 3 that I'm going to try and get through. Then I will count up and come back to you with where I'm up to with my figures as well. Okay, it's 10 to 9. I have finished sprints. I've had some tea. Time is getting on and it is getting away from me. Also, I'm a poet and I didn't know it. We have 10 hours 38 minutes on the clock. I don't know if I'm going to achieve this today. It may have to run into tomorrow a little bit, but I'm going to try and go as late as I possibly can without booking my sleep again, because I appear to have managed to get into some sort of a routine. So we'll see what I manage. But I have just completed the last 3 books. So we had The Detective is Already Dead Volume 1. This was weird. It was weird because I started it thinking that I was already partway through the series, honestly. Sometimes manga can do that, and sometimes it can throw you off because it will start in the middle of a scene and then it will go back and explain everything, which is what this did. But it was just weird, and I felt like it was quite aggressive, and not in like the plot sense, just in a sense of one of the characters was quite aggressive in her personality and the way she came across, and it was really weird and off-putting a little bit. I am intrigued to know what's gonna happen, but I don't know if I'm intrigued enough to want to purchase the next one. I did have a quick look to see if I could get it anywhere like Kindle Unlimited or on Scribd, Everand even. But I couldn't, so maybe it's when I try and hunt down in a library or something, or for much cheaper online like on eBay or Vinted. But I ended up giving this one 2.5 stars. It wasn't great. Then I had Unholy Blood Volume 1. This was fantastic. I absolutely loved this. It was so good. I had such a good time. We're following our main character, who's called Heian, and she's a pure-blooded vampire. And in the last 10 years or so, vampires have been running rampant in the city and causing complete chaos. Now she's keeping low, keeping her head down and keeping, you know, trying to live a normal human life, despite the fact that she's pure-blooded vampire. But some points she does have to come out. But this was so interesting. I was so invested in the characters. The artwork was beautiful. I'm very invested in Haynes' story, and I'm so excited to continue on with this one because this was really, really good. Thanks again to IZ Press for gifting me with this one. I truly appreciate it because this was fantastic. So 5 stars for that one. And then Ghost Reaper Girl Volume 1 was another one that it was really weird. Like, even at this point, it was really bizarre, and I was like, what in the hell is going on here? I don't get it. I don't get this story. By the end, it was kind of interesting. I do have the second one. I'm going to look into how many volumes there are of this as to whether or not I do fully continue on with it. If it's just like a duology or there's only a handful of volumes, I may carry on just to see how the story ends. But this one did get 3 stars. She's an actress. Chloe is an actress, but she's like a very low rated actress. She's been, you know, like a dead body in movies and stuff like that. She's never had like a A-list movie or anything. So she ends up, one day, I mentioned earlier Hades, and then the Greeks. No, Hades is a place kind of a little bit like a spirit hell, if you like, and some of these spirits have escaped and they're running rampant around town now, and they keep trying to attack Chloe, and they seem to want her soul and her spirit and stuff. And she ends up coming across this guy called Kai, who's also a spirit, but says that he will help her. And they can kind of meld and become this Ghost Reaper. And she ends up with him as her familiar. It was fine. 3 stars for this one. Thank you, Tilly, for gifting me this one. I truly appreciate it. So, I am now 16 books in, so I need to read 8 more. So, this is going to be quite the challenge. Could have to see what we get with this. I could do with like The Girl from the Other Side or something, because that's a super quick one. Also, Killing Stalking doesn't have much text in it either. I'm just looking at the books here. So we'll see what we get. Here is the wheel. Oh, Shaco Volume 1. I've been wanting to pick this up since I got it sent to me from Yen Press. Okay, so that one, and then we have Spin. Oh, A Business Proposal. I'm hoping this won't be too heavy on the text. No, it doesn't look too bad. And I am very excited about reading that one. And then the last one for this round. The World After the Fall, Volume 1. I've been wanting to read this for such a long time. Okay, so the 3 that we have are Shaco, which I haven't read the synopsis of this for a while. One day, Zia wakes up in a hospital bed with a nasty wound on his chest and no memory of what happened. Before he can get his bearings, a city detective reveals that he was found collapsed on in Wang Mountain, the sole survivor of a grisly mass murder. This was only the beginning. The Beum monstrous entities from another world stalk the streets, mauling and devouring anyone they can find. When Zia learns that he is somehow at the centre of it all, he decides to stand up and fight, but first he will need allies, a team of 7 individuals drawn to each other as if guided by fate itself. This sounds great, so I'm very excited about this one. Then we've got A Business Proposal Volume 2. I have read Volume 1 and I have watched the K-drama as well. It's fake dating and it's a little bit of a business proposal between these two. He is her CEO, but she doesn't know that at the time when she initially goes on this date in place of her friend. So yeah, very excited about continuing on with this one. And then The World After the Fall, I actually know sod all about this. It's just that I saw it probably a year and a half ago maybe in a shop, and I was very intrigued, but it was quite expensive at the time. I don't even know when this came out. 2022. It was ages ago when I saw it, and it's been on my wish list ever since, and I've ended up with it. I can't remember how. Oh, maybe I got it when I did a sci-fi order because it was cheaper on there. So this one says, don't look back. One day without warning, gargantuan towers appear around the globe. Humanity's surprise and puzzlement soon turns into panic and terror as swarms of horrific monsters descend upon the world to wreak havoc. Mankind's only hope for survival rests on Jaewon and his fellow tower walkers who are tasked with one mission: climb to the top. Or so they believed. Jaewon begins to sense that things are not what they seem, and he must trust no one but himself. As webs of deception threaten to ensnare him at every turn, can Jaewon reach floor 100 and finally uncover the truth? Interesting. I'm excited about all of these because they're all in colour as well. So that's great. These are heavy because they are colour. So that is great. So when I've read these, we will be down to 5 left. So I think what we'll do at that point is one more spin of 4 because I still need to finish Death Note as well. So we'll do one final spin of 4 manga. What is actually left on my spinner wheel now? Because obviously Attack on Titan and Go From the Other Side is still on there. We have Cherry Magic Volume 1, Dark Moon Volume 1, and Killing Stalking Volume 3 as well. So yeah, I do really want to get to Cherry Magic as well, to be fair, so I will probably try and make that a priority. We will see. But yeah, so that is going to be my plan. We'll do one more spin of 4 after I finish these, and then I need to finish Death Note Volume 3 as well, because there is no point in the fact that I started that in this video and then haven't finished it and end up finishing something else instead. So do I have confidence that I'm going to manage this? I'm not 100% certain. Well, today anyway. I will finish it tomorrow if need be. Like, if I need to finish the last 4 volumes tomorrow, I will do. I'm going to see what time it is when I finish these. I'll come back and give you an update, and I'll make a decision at that point, I think. But yeah, progress is being made. It is what it is. It's 12:20. I'm absolutely shattered. I might only manage one more manga this evening, and the rest I'm going to have to try and fit in tomorrow. The timer will still be going, obviously. I think I've got just over 8 hours left on the timer. So I have now completed these 3. So the first one was Shako. I actually really enjoyed this one. I felt like it did move quite a bit fast with not too much explanation, but I enjoyed it enough that I'm intrigued to continue on with this series. So I had a good time with it. We didn't get too much explanation about the world building and what exactly had been going on, but we did get some explanation. So Ziha has woken up in hospital after being told to go and visit this rock, basically. And he wakes up with no memory. It turns out there's been a massacre and he was the only person that survived this massacre. And he ends up going back to visit the rock instead, again, and ends up meeting a guy that's kind of like the guardian of this gap where the rock is filling this hole between 2 worlds. And these tiger-like monsters will come into the human world and, you know, destroy once every year. So they're trying to prevent that from happening and attack the ones that do manage to come through. And it was quite good. I enjoyed it. I'm having a good time with it so far. So I am intrigued to continue on with this one, and I did give it 4 stars. Then I went on to Business Proposal Volume 2. I loved this. I'm giving it 5 stars. It was really good. This manga series is different to the K-drama, and it is nice to see the differences, but I'm still enjoying them regardless. And all I can hear is the voices from each of the characters from the K-drama, and it's really funny. I'm really enjoying myself with this series and I'm having a very good time, so I'm excited to continue on with this one. And then what I'm not sure whether or not I will continue with is The World After the Fall. I didn't enjoy this one as much as I hoped I would, to be honest. It's got similar vibes to Solo Leveling, but it's not even close to being as good as Solo Leveling. It's got the whole game thing going on like Solo Leveling has, the leveling up, the mana, etc, etc, using powers and things like that to fight monsters. But in this one, our main character, Jay is his nickname, is trying to, these towers have popped up all over the world, and the, what do they call them? Tower walkers. They end up going up in teams to try and climb the tower and end all of this suffering and pain. And by the end, he's kind of on his own, and things got a little bit strange towards the end, and yet again there was like a lack of explanation to the reader as to exactly what's going on towards the end of this volume. So I didn't really fully understand exactly what happened towards the end. I'm not sure whether or not I would continue on with this. This is the thing with manga and manhwa, it's very expensive, so you've got to be 100% certain if you're going to continue on with it and get the next volume or the next few volumes. So Shako and Business Proposal, 100% I will continue with. This one, I'm not 100% certain. It got 3 stars. So we are going to do our last 4 spins, and then I will take the manga up to bed with me and maybe try and get through one more, I think, because the other one that I will get through as well is Death Note Volume 3. I will finish that one off. I really wish I didn't have to, just because it takes up quite a lot of time. There is a lot of text on page, but I've started it in this vlog, so I will finish it in this vlog. So we've only got 5 more manga left to do. I'm going to spin for 4 because I've already started one. So there's not much left on here. Let's see what we get. Oh, thank the Lord, because I do really want to read that one, and Gavin did put it on my patron pick as well. So I did want to get to that one this month. Okay, next. Ooh, Killing Stalking Volume 3, nice. I don't know whether to double these up just so that the gaps aren't as big. There we go. That's better. So otherwise, it just doesn't look as even, you know? Dark Moon Volume 1, remove all instances. And then the next one will end up being a double up from either The Girl from the Other Side or Attack on Titan. So I'm happy with that, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm quite happy to continue on with either of those. So let's see what we end up with. The Girl from the Other Side, nice. Success. So our last 4 plus Death Note Volume 3. We've got Cherry Magic, which I think is a male-male romance, and our main character, who is called Adachi, he's 30 years old and he's still a virgin off his drone. He discovers he can use magic, but the troublesome new skill, like Adachi himself, is fairly unremarkable. It allows him to read the minds of whomever he touches. However, he accidentally works his magic on Kurosawa, his very competent, handsome colleague, and Adachi finds out that Kurosawa has a raging crush on him. So I'm excited for that one. Gav's been going on about it for a while. Killing Stalking Volume 3 is a very dark manhwa that I picked up on the recommendation of both Gav and Katie. Choo choo for the fucked up train. This is very, very dark. We're following a young man called Min Jiun, I think. Oh no, sorry. We're following a young man called Yoon Bum, and in the first one, he's kind of semi-stalking this guy that he's interested in called Sang Woo, and one day he finds himself inside of his house. However, things don't quite go to plan when Sang Woo catches him, and things kind of go very sinister and from bad to worse for Yoon Bum. So I'm just continuing on with this series. There isn't as much like text in here. There's a lot more like pictures and less text and stuff. So even though it is a chunky one, I wanted to put this on here because I do want to continue on with the series. And then we have Dark Moon, the Blood Altar, which is one again that's been sent to me by IZE Press. Thank you to them for sending me another manhwa. The 7 most popular boys at Decelis Academy all share a secret. They're vampires. Another vampire one. Nice. Keeping their identities concealed and dealing with their werewolf rivals is trouble enough, but the appearance of a mysterious new student only further complicates things. The girl, Suha, also has hidden powers, and the boys can't help but feel inexplicable attraction to her. As Sohu and the vampires find themselves increasingly drawn towards each other, murky pasts and intertwined futures threaten to turn their world upside down. Just what fate awaits them under the dark moon? Fascinating. Sign me up. Sounds great. And then the last one is the 3rd volume of The Girl from the Other Side within this bind up, special edition bind up. So I will be reading from here onwards. So I'm excited to continue this one because it left quite on a cliffhanger with volume 2. So I am excited to continue on with this one and make some more progress in this series. Right now I'm currently just surrounded by manga. It's everywhere. So yeah, I'm gonna go and take these upstairs. I'll make some progress with one or maybe a couple of these this evening, and then the rest I will finish off tomorrow. So I will keep you posted, let you know my final thoughts on these, and then we'll do a probably rapid fire wrap up of this video ranking the manga that I've read, because I feel like that would be fun. I do think that I can achieve this. I'm a little bit sad that yesterday didn't go as planned as I'd hoped, Saturday, and I didn't get to read as much. I only read 7 manga yesterday. We only have 5 left, so I have read 12 today so far. So today's gone much better, but it would have helped me out massively had I read 12 yesterday. But it is what it is, unfortunately. It's just because of when it's ended up falling. I mean, I chose the friggin' weekend, but I don't know why I thought this was a good idea the weekend I get back from my holiday. It is what it is. We're going to make it work. It will run into tomorrow a little bit, which will push next week's vlog back just a little bit, just a tad, and it does prevent me from starting something new for next week's vlog, but there's not much I can do about that, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm going to go. I will get started on these and I'll give you an update tomorrow. Probably wrap, and not probably wrap the vlog up. I will wrap the vlog up tomorrow.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic light.
Okay, hey, the challenge is complete, finally. It is now almost 9 o'clock on Monday evening. I still have 5 hours and 10 minutes left on the clock, so I have beat the clock, which is fantastic. I managed this in 19 hours, 21 manga in 19 hours, 24 manga in 19 hours even. And I'm pretty impressed with myself, I'm not gonna lie, especially considering I've done it off of the back of getting back from holiday on Friday night, and then, you know, having 2 very, very long days, in fact 3 including today. So pretty impressed with myself. It did take me 3 days though, but that's fine. So let me give you a very quick wrap up of the ones that I've just read, and then give you a rundown of my favourite to least favourite. of the ones that we've read. In fact, I'll go least favourite to favourite. So I did read The Girl from the Other Side volume 3. I really enjoyed this one. I just love this series so much. Gave it 5 stars. Then I made the decision to swap Death Note volume 3 because this was going to take me another couple of hours. It already took me about 2 hours to get to this point. So it was going to take me another couple of hours. I am going to continue on with this, but I'll do it in May. So I made the decision to swap it out. And I swapped it out with something that was actually gifted to me. And I filmed a clip of me opening the gift earlier on. And I filmed it for my Monday vlog, but then suddenly realised it would make way more sense in here. So I'm going to insert the unboxing here so you can see it now. I am going to open this with you now. I don't know what it is. I haven't ordered anything, so I'm not sure what it is. There's some notes. It's thick though. I have suspicions. Claire! Don't tell me off, Steph, but had to gift you these. Hope you love it. Lots of love from Claire. Of course, I had to get you the next one. Lots of love. I reckon it's Attack on Titan. Are you gonna come out? Come out, come out. Wherever you are. She got me too. She got me too. Claire, this is too much. These are not cheap. She got me Attack on Titan Omnibus 2 and 3, so I now have volumes 4 right through till volume 9 because I've loved the first omnibus. I have read volume 4 now on Kindle Unlimited, but I can now binge the rest. Claire, thank you so much. You are a sweet, sweet angel, and I adore you a whole heckin' ton. Thank you, my love. You did not have to whatsoever, but thank you for fueling this. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Thank you, my love. So yeah, I made the decision to swap out Death Note Volume 3 for Attack on Titan Volume 5, which was a good decision because this literally took me a 50-minute sprint to get through. So it was a good decision all around. So I'm now here. Thank you again to Claire for gifting me this one. And I gave Attack on Titan Volume 5 4.5 stars. It was very good indeed. Then I went on to Killing Stalking Volume 3. This series is so fucked up, it's not even funny. It just gets, I can't decide if it gets worse and worse, like as far as the fucked upness is, or if it's getting better. I can't make the decision for myself. Either way, I gave it 4 stars. Don't pick this up with a, you know, be wary if you're going into it. There are many triggers in that series. Just be wary of that before you go into it. Then I did read Cherry Magic Volume 1, which was put in my Patreon pot from Gavin. So thanks, Gav, for this recommendation. I gave this one 4.5 stars as well. This was really cute with Adachi and also Kurosawa. Very cute. I'm excited to continue on with this series. I'm interested to see if this is the sort of series that will get very steamy or if it will just continue to be this adorable. But either way, loved it. 4.5 stars. And then last but by no means least, Dark Moon Volume 1. This is the Blood Altar. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was very good. Vampires are definitely making a comeback and I am here for it. 100%. This was really good. We're following our main character, Shohu, who goes, well, in the first bit of this manhwa, she makes this friend, and basically she's accused all her life of being a vampire. For reasons unknown, she's just accused of being a vampire. She's just a little bit different. She likes to stay indoors in the daytime, and you know, she's got strength that some people have spotted and things like that. She's always been accused of being a vampire, and as a kid something happens with a friend of hers, and then we follow her going to this academy in which there are strict rules that vampires cannot attend, and then she has this strange encounter with this boy and then his friends, and the encounter just gets weirder. And it's so far I'm really enjoying it. I'm very excited to continue on with this and see what happens next, but I had a really good time with this. I am very much so intrigued. 4.5 stars. So that is all of them. Give me a second to put them in least favourite to favourite order. Okay, I have put them in order. I haven't included The Girl from the Other Side or any of the Attack on Titans because they're scattered throughout this, but I have put them in order. So my least favourite was The Detective Is Already Dead with a 2.5 rating. Then we had Ghost Reaper Girl with a 3-star, Record of Ragnarok with a 3-star, The World After We Fall with a 3-star, Witch Hat Talia Kitchen Volume 1 with 3.5 stars, and The Haunted Bookstore Volume 1 with 3.5 stars as well. Then we have Shaco with 4.5 stars, Cherry Magic with 4.5 stars, Alice in Borderland with 4.5 stars. I well and truly loved this one. I thought this was really, really good. Then we have Killing Stalking Volume 3 with 4.5 stars, Dark Moon Volume 1, 4.5 stars. Then we've got Attack on Titan in this order, Volume 3, Volume 1, Volume 5 and Volume 4, in that order from bottom to top, all 4.5 stars. Your Name Volume 1, also 4.5 stars. Cat and Gamer Volume 3, 5 stars. Fucking idiot. Solo Leveling Volume 5, 5 stars. Girl from the Other Side Volume 2, 5 stars. I'm Kinda Chubby and I'm Your Hero, 5 stars. Attack on Titan Volume 2, 5 stars. It was really good. The Girl from the Other Side Volume 3, 5 stars. And then in the top 2 places we have A Business Proposal Volume 2 with 5 stars. And my favourite one of the entire collection is Unholy Blood Volume 1. It got a rating of 9.50 on Corpile. So this was very highly rated and I am very much so anticipating the next couple of volumes in this. You can pre-order volumes 2 and 3 of this one at the moment. So I'm very much so anticipating both of those. I loved this. This was fantastic. So yeah, that is my 24 manga in 24 hours challenge, and it was a lot. I think had it just been a normal weekend, I would have smashed that out in 2 days. But I think because I was absolutely shattered due to the fact that I've been travelling all day Friday, got home at a reasonable time but ended up staying out a little bit late and then getting up with Andy when he went to work at 5:45. I think it was just a lot. It was a lot packed into a weekend. I probably shouldn't have done it back to back with the holiday, but it is what it is. I enjoyed myself regardless. Shout out to Gavin for the idea, and for also recommending Cherry Magic plus a whole bunch of others of these manga. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Chat to me in the comments down below. Have you read any of these? Have you enjoyed them? Do you have a favourite manga or manhwa? And do you have any recommendations for me? Don't know whether it's a good idea that I asked that question, but I've asked it regardless. So let me know in the comments down below, and I shall see you in whatever comes next. Bye for now.